Imagine a place where your salary in dollars or euros transforms you, if not into a millionaire, then into a person with significantly expanded possibilities. A place where $500 a month doesn't just cover basic survival, but affords you a comfortable lifestyle many can only dream of. Yet, it's not solely about the money. This is a country where a cup of fragrant tea costs mere pennies, and a taxi ride across half the city will set you back about $1. Where ancient streets hold the history of the Great Silk Road, and local bazaars overwhelm your senses with a riot of colors and aromas. Against this backdrop, one question naturally arises, one that many quietly ask themselves. Why is Uzbekistan so compelling for single men from Europe, America, and indeed all over the world? The answer lies in a unique combination of two factors. The first is your financial standing, which is effectively multiplied here. The second is a special atmosphere of hospitality and openness, fostered in part by the local women. Here, you are not just another tourist. You are a welcome guest, an interesting conversationalist, and a person with an alluringly different background.
And while tourist-saturated Europe and Thailand have long become mainstream, Uzbekistan remains that hidden oasis where one can still experience the taste of a genuine, uncommercialized adventure. This applies not only to architecture, but also to human relationships. What are your thoughts on this? Has an image started forming in your mind? Or perhaps you have experience with similar travels? Share your first impression in the comments. The beauty of Uzbek women is not just a cliché from tourist brochures. It's the first thing that strikes many visitors, but there's much more beyond the external aesthetics. This isn't a uniform beauty, but rather a blend of bloodlines and epochs. In their features, you can read the history of the Great Silk Road, languid almond-shaped eyes inherited from distant Persian ancestors, high cheekbones reminiscent of Turkic nomads, and olive skin that gleams under the hot sun. This isn't polished glamour, but a vibrant, expressive beauty unlike any other. Yet the crucial aspect isn't just the facial features, but how they carry themselves. Here you'll rarely see vulgar, revealing clothing or harsh makeup. Their strength lies in grooming and dignity.
Long, well-groomed hair, impeccably clean and thick. Perfectly defined eyes that speak for themselves without the need for words. Their style is a masterful blend of contemporary cuts and traditional modesty. Dresses that accentuate the figure without overtly displaying it. Their posture and smooth, almost dancing gait reveal a deep-seated self-confidence passed down through generations. This is not a confidence that shouts, but one that is silently conveyed in every gesture. It makes you turn your head for a second look, yet discourages any familiarity. And this is merely the external layer. This brings us to the most intriguing aspect, the dual nature of Uzbek women's lives. On one hand, you see the modesty cultivated by centuries of tradition. On the other, a hidden liberation that not everyone can perceive. This duality manifests in subtle details. On the street, an elegant dress covering the knees. On Instagram, stylish outfits that could grace any European fashion blog. In the presence of elders, almost reverent silence. Among friends, lively discussions about the latest trends, music, and travel. They masterfully strike a balance between respecting traditions and pursuing their own desires. Many are fluent in English, keep up with global trends, and build careers. Yet they preserve that very femininity and inner softness so valued in the local culture. It is precisely this enigmatic quality, where a modern, intriguing individual lies beneath the outward reserve, that becomes the biggest surprise for many visitors. It is like a book with an elegant cover, whose content turns out to be far deeper and more engaging than one might assume at first glance. The art of seduction, Uzbek style, is a subtle game where the main trump cards are not money or status, but attention, respect, and a genuine interest in her culture. Here, it is not customary to immediately offer direct compliments about appearance. Instead, express admiration for her intelligence, ask for advice on cook and plov, or show interest in her professional achievements. Uzbek women are excellent psychologists. They detect insincerity within the first few minutes. Your financial stability is important as a foundation, not as the primary advantage. Far more valued is a generosity of spirit, the ability to be attentive, to offer help, and to show care. Inviting her to dinner at a nice restaurant is acceptable, but it should be done with the same respect you would show when accepting a cup of tea offered in her home. The key factor is patience. Any attempt to rush things, to push, or to display persistence where tact is required will guaranteed close all doors to you. Conversely, respect for her time, personal space, and social rules opens the path to genuine dialogue. It's interesting, have you encountered a similar communication style in other countries? Or perhaps this approach was unexpected for you? The pick-up in a bar approach doesn't work here. Forming connections requires strategy and an understanding of the local context. Traditional tea houses, chaihanas, during the day are neutral ground. Over a cup of green tea, a casual conversation can be started if you're accompanied by a local acquaintance or are showing a sincere interest in the culture. However, a lone foreigner actively approaching female patrons will only cause bewilderment. Modern coffee shops in Tashkent are a different story altogether. Here, women feel more at ease, and many speak English. The best approach is to start with a neutral topic. Ask for an opinion on the local coffee, or inquire about must-see places in the city. Direct flirting right away will be off-putting.
Social media is a powerful tool. Many Uzbek women are active on social platforms, but the see-like message approach will not work. A natural pretext is needed. Mutual acquaintances, a thoughtful comment on her photo from Samarkand, a question about her professional work. The golden rule is to maintain dignity and respect in every situation. Persistence is the worst tactic. A sincere smile, a willingness to help, and cultural awareness will open far more doors. Dating etiquette in Uzbekistan is like navigating a minefield, where a single misstep can undo all positive impressions. The first and foremost taboo is asking direct questions about family, especially during initial meetings. You might inadvertently inquire about something considered strictly private. The second rule concerns alcohol. Offering a glass of wine carries significant risk. Many women, even modern ones, do not drink at all, or do so only within the family circle. Your initiative will likely be perceived as disrespect towards traditions. Third is physical contact. A handshake, let alone a hug, upon meeting is strictly off-limits. The maximum acceptable greeting is a restrained smile and a nod. Any invasion of personal space will eliminate any chance of further communication. The most subtle aspect is the topic of money. Ostentatious generosity appears vulgar,
yet an unwillingness to pay for dinner will be interpreted as frugality. One must find the right balance to show care without any hint of trying to buy attention. Is it difficult? At first, yes. But those willing to learn and respect these rules discover a remarkable depth in relationships with Uzbek women. For many Uzbek women, the choice between family and career is not just a life question, but a genuine dilemma. On one hand, there is strong social pressure. There is an expectation that by the age of 25, 27, a woman will be married and have children. An unmarried woman past 30 often evokes bewilderment and pity from the older generation. However, modern Uzbek women are increasingly choosing education and self-realization. They enroll in universities, build businesses, and become programmers and designers. This is where the internal conflict begins: how to reconcile the traditional role of wife and mother with professional ambitions. Surprisingly, many find this balance. They start families but refuse to dissolve completely into their husbands and children. They preserve their own identity, continue working, traveling, and developing themselves. Their strength lies in flexibility. At home, they can be devoted wives. While at work, they are confident professionals.
It is often precisely such women who are attracted to foreigners, those who have preserved Eastern softness while acquiring Western independence. They seek a partner who will appreciate this complex, multifaceted nature, rather than demand they choose one over the other. Beneath the outward hospitality and friendliness in Uzbekistan lies a complex language of unwritten rules and signals. For a foreigner, it's easy to mistake general politeness for personal interest. Here are key points to help distinguish them. Genuine interest reveals itself in the details. If she notices and comments on small changes in your appearance or remembers your preferences, these are positive signs. Politeness, in contrast, remains general and impersonal. Pay close attention to her reaction to your attempts at humor. Genuine laughter and reciprocal jokes indicate trust. A polite smile, unsupported by sincere emotion, is more likely a defensive reaction. The most reliable indicator is her initiative. In a culture that values modesty, if she messages first, suggests a meeting, even indirectly, or shares something personal, these are strong signals. Merely agreeing to your suggestions is not yet a clear indicator. The ultimate test is being introduced to her social circle.
If you are invited to join her circle of friends, or even more significantly, introduced to her family, you can be confident in your special status. This is where mere politeness ends. Is it worth traveling to Uzbekistan for relationships? There's no definitive answer. If you're seeking a fleeting holiday romance, this isn't the ideal place. Cultural barriers, the necessity for patience, and respect for traditions will thwart any attempts at a short-lived fling. But if you're prepared to invest time and soul to discover a person gradually, like a complex, multi-layered book, then yes, you may find not just a partner, but a loyal friend, an intelligent conversationalist, and a strong personality capable of profound devotion. Here, relationships are built not on momentary passion, but on a foundation of mutual respect and shared values. It is an investment, one that requires time, emotional effort, and a willingness to embrace a different culture. But for many, such relationships become the very one they've been searching for their entire lives. Are you ready for such a challenge? Or perhaps you already have experience that confirms or contradicts this thesis. If you made it to the end of this video, it means the topic of life in Uzbekistan and dating local women has resonated with you.
Perhaps you can already picture yourself in a cozy tea house, conversing with that special woman with laughing eyes. Or maybe you're simply contemplating the different ways one can find happiness in this world. Our channel exists precisely to uncover these non-obvious facets of life in various corners of the planet, to empower you to make informed choices based not on myths, but on real-world experience. If you found this interesting, if you learned something new and valuable, take a simple action, like this video. It's the best way to say thank you and support our channel. And of course, subscribe. There are many more honest and profound stories from around the world to come. Now, I'm waiting for your opinion in the comments. What was your biggest takeaway from what you heard? Thank you for being with us. Until next time.